Welcome back to the Track Limits podcast presented by Formula Addict. Henny and I in London at Outset Studios. We have a brilliant, brilliant guest today.
We do.
Henny, I've been looking forward to this for a while.
It's been like 2 years for me.
He is a talented, and when I say talented, it's an understatement. A talented creator, has gone viral way more than I can count. He's a business owner that many of you might not actually know some of what he runs outside of his content. And he's an all-around legend who apparently can do a Conor McGregor impersonation.
Of course, I'm from Ireland. Of course, I can do a Conor McGregor. I swear to God, my best impression. I boxed the head of the Dewey.
Conor Sketches.
Welcome. Let's go.
Thank you. That made me blush. I was like, stop. Irish people can't take compliments. I was about to walk out the door like that.
How you doing?
I'm doing very, very well. Yeah. Delighted to be on. Thanks for having me.
Are you kidding? We've been super excited. We were off camera. We were just talking about how much we enjoy your content and how long we've been watching your content. So we're so happy that you're here.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Yeah.
lads.
Amazing. Well, speaking of cheers,
Yeah.
we've never actually done this.
Yeah, this is the first.
We've never had a drink on a live episode.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do it.
Let's do it.
What are we drinking here, Henny?
I mean, for the Irish people here, that's one of
Like
ours.
you was here.
Been stereotyped. I'm only in the door 5 minutes. I'm stereotyped. I've never drank on a podcast, to be fair.
No
so,
way.
yeah.
There you go. This
Here
is the
we go.
first. To be honest, honestly, they know this. I hate beer with a
Yeah,
passion.
he does.
This is the only beer I can tolerate.
No joke.
No joke.
I'm not a beer drinker at all. It's all Guinness.
Yeah.
All
that's it.
Guinness.
I don't know what it is about Guinness that
You'll have to look for sponsorship now. They should be sponsoring the show.
Guinness.
Cheers, lads.
Cheers.
Well, our podcast is broken up Q1, Q2, Q3. We're going to try to get you through all three parts of qualifying. And the first
he
part
makes it.
is going to be all related to your career. Now, you have a lot on your plate, but I'm curious coming into 2024, what were some of the core priorities, some of the core things that you want to get done this year?
This year.
Yeah.
This year, actually, like with Formula One, I bought myself like not a Formula One sim. So I'm always trying to one thing about me is I'm like, I don't want people to get bored of what I'm doing. I don't want to get bored of what I'm doing. And that's why I do so many other sports. So I do football, I do golf. I do a lot of Irish sports that people don't even know about really outside of Ireland. And then I do F1 and I actually, speaking of podcasts, I've kind of built a, obviously everyone knows the Joe Rogan podcast, the Joe Rogan experience, but it's the Kimi Räikkönen experience. I thought Kimi's not in the thing anyway, so I'm like, yeah, so tell me more about your career. I think it'd be just incredible or whatever. Kimi, I hate podcasts. I don't want to be a hate podcast, but whatever. So I think my first episode is Kimi just chatting to Max. And then I bought not a simulator, but I bought, the play seat.
Oh, nice.
And I built a house back in Ireland. And got myself a big screen and stuff. And I'm gonna start doing track previews. But me in the car, I've got the wheel and stuff, and I'm gonna literally I'm only learning how to drive that thing. To do track previews, but not obviously and I listen to a lot of podcasts and everything on F1 and stuff, but some people are more just into the chit chat of it. Other people are more into the technical aspect and stuff.
Yep.
So my thing would be more catered towards people who are just, it's a bit of fun. Here's the track. Because it's also informative. It's fun, and it's you get to learn, whether it's Bahrain or it's Australia or wherever, what this track is like, what the player or what the drivers are looking into, what are the tough corners, stuff like that.
Yep.
And I just think it'd be a laugh. So the camera will be on me, so it'll be just so here I am, corner 2, whatever, blah blah blah. So this kind of thing as well, So
I've been so fascinated because all the content that I see is all your impersonations. But how did you even get into F1? A lot of your content before that was golf and football, like you said. How did you get even to F1?
some people judge me when I say this, but drive to survive.
Fair.
Simple as that.
No, I watched it when I was younger. Eddie Jordan was a big thing in Ireland. Always Eddie, when Eddie Irvine was also racing, and it was always on the television. But then it just went off the television, and that does happen. It was on. When I was younger, it used to be on Channel 4, and on a Sunday, it'd be always turned on in the house. And then it just went off the TV, and no one really watched it. And then, if you're not watching it, you can't really be interested in it.
Yep.
And then COVID happened, and I was drinking in a park in Dublin with my wife and her friends and stuff, because you could only go outside.
with
So we're all in a park or whatever, and all of my wife's friends were talking about the Grand Prix that was happening, and I was kind of going,
what?
what?
How much are we drinking?
Yeah, I was like, who's watching the Grand Prix? Like, what, is this the 90s? I was like, what's going on? And then they're like, oh no, like we're watching this thing called Drive to Survive and stuff. And we were kind of just finished. I think we were finished watching The Crown or something.
Hey,
And I was like, look, I was looking for something to watch, and I was like, let's watch that. So watch the first 3 episodes. And I remember just sitting on the couch like this. My wife was there, and after like the second episode finished, I was like, I'm doing this. Because for me, you know, Danny Rick was on it, you know, everybody, and you could like, it was a fly in the wall thing, and you could really get a sense of like who these people were, which like is tough nowadays. Everyone's so media trained. So I was like, this is brilliant. Like, this is showing me characters. Gunther's in it, like, fuck, yeah, James, you know. I'm just like, this is brilliant. Yeah. And then my wife's like, yeah. And then the 3rd episode, I think, or the 4th episode comes on, and it's Monte Carlo, and she's like, oh yeah, now if you end up going there, I'm going with you. And I was like, yeah. So we were sitting there, and I was like, I worked on it for about 8 months, probably 8 months, like, because I'm obviously doing other work. Yeah. And I was like, oh, when's the right time to put the first video out, you know? And I just based it off Drive to Survive then. You know, obviously I started off with Will. Yeah. I mean, this race between Max and Lewis just incredible. I mean,
I think that was the first video I saw.
Yeah, that was the one. So actually, I was going to put it out one week, and then I didn't put it out, and then I was putting out another week, and I didn't put it out, and I wasn't happy with Lewis at the time, like, who was an impression I kind of struggled with, and then because he's obviously like the big dog, you know, he's the man. Yeah. So I was like, no, I got to keep working at it. But then I finished the video, and whatever happened, I didn't put it out, and then I got married. I was going to put it out the day before I got married, and I was like, I can't, because like, it's a big deal video, and if it doesn't go well, on the Friday, like we had everybody over and stuff, and I was like, you know, we'd had like day 0 is what we call it in Ireland, like, because weddings go on for like 3 or 4 days, but like, I was like, I'll be in a bad mood if that video doesn't land. So I waited then, and I was in Rome in Italy on our honeymoon or whatever, and we were going out to see the Forum, the Roman Forum, and I put it out, and I knew after about 10 minutes, I was like,
this is gonna work.
Oh, this is good. You can see the numbers on Twitter just going, and that doesn't happen. That happened to me in golf once, like, and I was like, this is flying, and everybody like just jumped on it then, and as soon as I did it then, I was like, brilliant, I'm in.
It was the like, earring for me.
Lewis, oh, man, I'm just so grateful, man. I'm just so grateful.
So you have collaborated with a lot of people now in the paddock, right? You've collaborated with Toto Wolff, George Russell, Carlos Sainz, the list goes on. Have those interactions now influenced how you do impersonations? Like, have you ever gone in and been like, oh, actually, I can tweak my impersonation a bit more now, even after interacting with them in real life?
Do you know what? Yes, but in a sort of negative way. Because after you do stuff with them and you meet them and stuff, and like they're really nice people.
You're like.
Then every time I'm doing something, I'm like, is that like, you know? There's been some things I'm like, I really got it, and then it's like I can't. I know to get, like, you know. And it's not that it wouldn't be too bad, but it's also like, I don't know, you start to meet these people, and like even in golf and in soccer, because I've been fortunate enough to meet so many of these people I work with, like you realize like they're human beings too. Yeah. And my videos get seen by a lot of these guys now, which is obviously rare. You know, when I was starting out, like I could say anything, and like, cause in my head I'm like, they're never gonna see it. Yeah. But like now I know like a lot of them watch it or whatever, so like I'm more conscious then of doing it. You know what I mean? But like obviously that week I went in. I was shocked Mercedes were looking to do something. Like I was kind of thinking, Red Bull and Ferrari had said, like, because Carlos Sainz was like, I definitely have to do something. You sound so like me. I have to go. So I actually was like, Ferrari were like, I don't know, something like 11 o'clock on Saturday or Friday. And then I was like, I can't do that. I was like, I'm doing something with Mercedes. And it was the weirdest thing ever. I was like telling Ferrari.
You're competing now.
And then they were like, all right, we'll just do it tomorrow, whatever time. And they came down or whatever. And just meeting George, meeting Toto. It was weird when I went in to meet Toto. Brad Pitt was there.
Wow. Bro.
Yeah, at the time talking to him.
Yeah. Wow.
And I was like, because before I went in, they were all like, hey, Toto is not an actor, all right? So you got to do the heavy lifting here, right? So, you know, it's like, you know, kind of, so, you know, give him, you know, how many lines has he got? I was like, I think all he has to say is, take the helmet off. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, that's pretty much it, like, you know? And they're like, yeah, well, like, just don't put too much stress on him. Same with George. George is probably, you know, well able to do a bit more, but like, listen, Toto's not an actor. I walk in, he's talking to Brad Pitt. And I'm just kind of like, did he bring Brad Pitt in for this? But no, Brad Pitt was in. They're obviously doing that movie. So he was doing research. He was talking to Toto. Wow. And Toto was he was the coolest man ever. Like, he was brilliant. And like, I was like kind of directing him. I was like, so if you could just say that like in a real mean Toto Wolff kind of like Terminator voice. He was like, take the helmet off. I was like, that's the one. That's the one. He does it then. And then George was obviously brilliant. Like I actually could have got so much more out of George. Like looking back on it, but I was surprised when they wanted to do something like, because you don't see like
They're normally traditional, very traditional.
Yeah.
Red Bull, you definitely would see a Red Bull one.
Yeah, Red Bull, 100%. Yeah, Lewis now didn't do anything. I don't know if he'd jump at the chance. I'm so grateful. Sometimes with Lewis, I'm like, oh, geez, I keep hammering the same drum, but like literally every single interview, I'm just so grateful. The guys back at the factory.
Iconic line.
It's not even
I'm just
it's the
grateful.
stories as well. I feel a lot of Lewis's stories are now just
The same. Yeah.
Hope everyone's happy.
Yeah. Stay
Peace
blessed.
to everyone.
Yeah,
Stay blessed. I'm grateful.
World
Moving
peace.
on.
Yeah. It's kind of like someone told them, I media trained him like about 3 years ago. And was like, no, just go in, say you're grateful or whatever. And that guy now is going, all right, no, I just meant that day.
Yeah.
Not forever.
Every day.
Not forever.
Because it's very different from Lewis when 2016, 2015.
very
He was
different.
way more, nonchalant and like he would say his mind way more, I think, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you know what? And I think that kind of happens to guys, like a lot of guys. Some people, like, obviously there's outliers, but most of them, they kind of just learn. It's like, why did I bother saying that?
Be fair.
And like the same thing happened kind of with Tiger Woods when he was like 2021. He did a big like open interview, and then when he read it back in ink, like everyone was like, "Oh, this is awful."
Yeah.
And then from that day forward, Tiger was like, "Well, yeah, conditions were tough out there, but I thought I played well. Yeah, a lot of fun. Thanks, bye." And every interview, just a bit like Lewis, like was just the same thing.
same
It was like,
repeat.
move on. Yeah.
What was the hardest impression you had training for, at least?
Toto,
Yeah.
just like it's very deep. No, I have to say, Lewis, it's really good. I thought we played really well. It's kind of like Jurgen Klopp in a way. I do a bit of Klopp and, oh yeah, for sure in this moment. So like, I kind of just based him a bit off Klopp. Like Gunter's hard to do. Like I don't have a good Gunter, but it's like a caracature. Because sometimes you can get away with just going, yeah, okay, Jane, I told him, I'm on the track limits, okay? Yeah. Bunch of fucking bankers, Jane, okay? Do you know? And it's just kind of like you take that like one thing and you like run with that. And then other people, like obviously the Carlos is accurate. My Danny I thought got better this year, where it was kind of a lot more deeper. I was like, I thought it was really good. And then this year was like, I thought, I'll drive the ball. I'm there. I can't switch between golf and Formula. I was about to say, drove the ball really well. Drove the car really well. But really excited, dude. Meeting him was cool. When I met him in Austin, like I kind of met them all. Not them all, but a lot of them in Austin. And I was a bit afraid when I was there. I was like, this might be a little bit overboard. Like, do you not do too much content at the one time? Yeah. I was like, we should like stagger
Space it
these.
out.
Yeah. But he just arrived up out of nowhere. I was doing something, and he was like, "Oh, you, the funny cunt, eh? The funny cunt, eh?"
I like your Max one too. Actually,
Your Max is
your Max
good.
is really good.
Max, yeah, of course. Is it's two things I hate: podcasts and track limits. And here I am. I was asked to come on the show. I actually told the guys, tell them to f off, but I just said, send them my regards. But George is a good one. Like he was one I kind of felt I nailed. I had Lando before I had him, and then it was like they sound a bit alike.
Yeah.
And then I find it hard now to do Lando. I thought I had Lando, and then I went to George, and then when I do George, I hear Lando and stuff. It's like, it's great to be here. It's great to be here in London and stuff, guys.
Actually.
Yeah, obviously, Evan, I think she said something like, what did you say, 3 wins this year?
Yeah.
That was a bad call. That was a bad call.
Oh my God.
I apologize to her.
I love it. I love it.
Which impression would you not try from the paddock?
Would I not try?
Or do you think it's already going to be difficult to even attempt?
Difficult to even attempt.
Because I'm trying to think. Zach Brown's very American.
Zach's kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's really,
He has a common
it
voice.
was hard to get rid of Daniel, but
Matteo Binotto, maybe.
Oh.
Oh,
The
Binotto.
old Ferrari.
I do think he's a very good, race.
Oh,
at Ferrari.
that's too good. That's too
I
good.
thought we did very well with Ferrari, but I got sacked. And
Oh
now
my
it's,
God.
Charles is tough.
Okay.
I feel is very difficult. It's getting better, but he's hard. He's He's quick. He is. But I kind of find like there's none of them. See, some people say to me sometimes like, "Oh, would you do NFL or something?" And I'm like, I can't, right? Because not that I can't. I can get some of them, but I can't get enough of them because they're all big, huge men with mad, deep voices. Formula One suits me because of the nature of the sport. They're small guys. I'm a small guy. So like there's no voice in it really. Like Toto's the biggest guy and he's the one I struggle with most.
Yeah.
Because he's a big deep voice. But everyone else like has a, kind of regular voice in whatever range
in
you want
that
to call
tone,
I have or something. So kind of Formula One suits me of all the games. Golf suits me as well. Like not really big, like huge athletes in it. Like, but like some sport. Like if people say to me NBA or NFL, and I'm like, nah. I know before I even like if I listen to a voice, I know I'll either nail it or not. You know?
Yeah, like immediately, like watching.
No, and there's
content.
some people then that I'm like, this is a struggle. We were just talking before it. Like, I want to start doing Joe Biden because I'm like, there's not really, you know, a real clear front runner of a person that impersonates Joe Biden, and it's an election year, you know. And hey, you know, outside of America, you know, you do that. Come on, you know that, man.
Yeah, that's
really
good. That's too coherent, though. You got to forget a bit more.
But I've been practicing that. I've been practicing that a lot. I've been just like listening. Huh? But I've been practicing it a lot, like, because it's like worth practicing.
Yeah.
But like at the same, if he wasn't worth it, I would just give up and be like, this is too hard.
Yeah.
But there's been people who I like have done, and I'm like, I can't do him, and then I have done him.
And then you talked about previously, you said, you know, you're now maybe a little bit conscious of how you do your impersonations. Was there ever a point when you were, especially coming into Formula One, where people got offended? Like, did you ever hear of anyone ever getting offended? And maybe this is even beyond Formula One, but like, I don't think you've ever made fun of someone when you do your impersonations. I think you keep it very light. But I know the internet, right?
Yeah.
And people might take it a wrong way sometimes. Like, how do you deal with that sort of?
Yeah, do you know what? It hasn't really happened to me yet online. I did a gig one night, but this was a guy in Ireland that I was doing well before I did any of this. And I remember he was a little bit like some people, I don't know.
Yeah.
I did a gig in London one time for Legends of Football, and I was doing Roy Keane, and I was talking, John Terry was there.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, you know, now you got a decent room here, you know. You know, obviously a big room, you need that, you know, to fit John Terry's ego in it. And John Terry done a Taylor Swift on it. The camera went on and he was just like, and everybody just went, ooh.
Yeah.
And I was just a bit like, fucking relax, man. Jesus, like, what did I say?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the only time ever. Yeah, like, and I like, for me, like, I like to just enjoy doing it. Like, and if I thought I was doing it and I was like, you know, cutting the back off someone, as we say back home, I was like, it takes a little bit of the fun out of it for me. And then it could be just awkward. At the same time, though, you have to be true to like the craft or whatever that you're doing.
Yeah.
You can't be like worried about saying or offending to a certain point. But if you think something like is offensive to somebody or something personal happens to somebody, well, is it fair to go there? You know what I mean? Someone gets sacked.
Yeah.
Like even I did the Gunther video last week. Actually, Gunther obviously got sacked.
Yeah.
But the video for me was him going, yeah, okay, fuck Jane, you know, and blah blah blah. So I was kind of going, they've made a big mistake, you know what I mean? It was him kind of signing off.
Yeah.
But like, it wasn't like shitting all over him or anything like that, you know what I mean? Now, there was one or two comments going too soon, and I'm a bit like, relax.
Come on. Yeah.
But then again, it's the internet.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly, you
That's
know,
the
and it's
beast of
like,
the internet.
you know, genuinely, I actually, in the last, I would say 2 years, I've got very good at just not reading comments.
Yeah.
Because there's no point, like, you know, even with the apps and stuff this year, like, I've taken the apps off my phone. I downloaded Instagram to write back to you today, just to make sure this
Thank
was
you.
still on.
Yeah.
And then I just deleted it off my phone or whatever, because it's like, but I do have like Twitter, I have another account, whatever, on Twitter, so I can just follow what I want to follow on Twitter, because I actually find Twitter is like kind of toxic, or X or whatever it's called now.
The discourse
To
is
be
there,
fair, yeah. But like, it's also very informative and it's fast-paced information.
Yeah.
So you're
Breaking
not waiting
news.
for a publisher
Yep.
to say something like, you know, you could be like, you know, someone's at a match or a golf tournament or something, and they're live from the tournament. Like, it could be a journalist, and he knows why Rory McIlroy walked off on the 16th. Or, Rory's gonna, you know what I mean? It's just really quick information.
Yep.
So Twitter for me, like, is actually an excellent app. I just kind of find like Instagram and some of them, they're actually, and there's not much like discourse on them, so they're nice kind of apps. It's just that, Jesus, you're just like looking at photographs all day. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm totally guilty of it, man. Just picking up for no reason. I'll pick up my phone and go,
Yeah.
see the pictures.
And it's like 2
Put it
hours
down,
after.
pick it up 2 minutes later, see the new photos. and
TikTok's
it's
the worst for me.
Yeah.
just, I haven't got the TikTok bug yet.
Good. Don't
Good.
even go on.
Yeah.
it.
I'm on it. Like, I've
To create content.
But like,
Yeah.
just like, if I think about a video that I'd done like 3 days ago, I'm like, oh yeah, TikTok. And I put it on TikTok. But I'm
That's
not
it.
just, yeah.
And what's next outside of F1? Do you have any other plans this year? That you
Hey,
wanna
the
tap
plan
into?
this year, like,
Yeah.
is a bit of stuff in America, kind of more mainstream, like Biden, Jordan Peterson, Gary Vee, some people like that kind of go, like, because you can bring them into like F1, and you can bring them into football and golf and stuff like that. Like, so
Yeah.
that's kind of, and then also like just is to freshen up all the F1 stuff all the time. Like, and you know, like I said, not to be boring anybody, myself included. I don't want to be bored doing the same old shtick.
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
2 ideas I have, unsolicited advice here.
Oh,
Again,
okay.
unsolicited, but definitely looking at IndyCar as well. I feel like there are some personalities,
characters
you
there.
know, in some of those like kind of other series. And if you were to do like Pat O'Ward, for example, oh my God, like I can
Yeah,
imagine
yeah,
the collaboration
Oh, that
would be
sick.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what my problem kind of with some of that is because I'm in so many different sports.
Yeah.
If I had like a writer or something that could like write the content for me, and I have got a few people down through the years that have given me a few things like where I'd go in for some like,
Yeah.
hey, you know, give me your thoughts on this if I thought they were a good writer or whatever. But if I had someone permanent, I'd be able to like go into other sports. It's just that, like, let's just say I started doing indie again. Well, I got to follow it then.
Yeah.
So like my Sundays like there's football on, there's golf in the evening, there's Formula One on. So there's 2 or 3, there's a TV, laptop going or whatever. And that's my Sunday. Like it's just watching all these sports. Because if I don't, then I got to catch up Monday and watch them all. And it's like, it's hard.
Yeah.
Because that's where the content comes from.
Yeah.
Because people laugh at the impression like the first time, second time, third time, fourth time starts to get a little bit like less of a laugh. You know, I can do it then. Then it's like, all right, what's he saying? Do you know, it's got to be funny.
Yeah.
If you want it to last, it's got to be what you're. But like, and where does the content come from? It comes from like staying on top of it all. So for me, like, I do my bits at home in Ireland. Now the only thing is, all the sports I'm in, I'm interested in. Like, while I did get into Drive to Survive, but like I love F1, like love it. Like I would gladly sit there just on the couch, watch start to finish, the pre-coverage, everything post-coverage, and that's why I like. It doesn't feel like work.
Yep.
So if I wasn't like really engaged in it, then it becomes work, and then I'm like, you know, it's like I'm trying.
Yeah. No, you were just speaking about America, and even outside of Indy, I think NASCAR, because the chaos and drama that exists in NASCAR garages is wild.
Wild.
It is like Twitter. You're on Twitter, and I'm on Twitter on like NASCAR version, and it is toxic AF. Like it's so bad that you have so much content to bring. But outside of that, though, you mentioned here and there about your creative process. What does that even look like? Not just even impersonation, but when you get into a sport, you're like, well, now I want to do an impersonation of this sport. How does that even go from A to Z?
It obviously starts off like your interest is peaked, and a lot of it comes from an ambition to kind of go to these events.
Yeah.
So like in the last 2 years, I've been to the Austin Grand Prix, Vegas, Monaco. This year, hopefully, we're doing Silverstone. So like, because I'm like, I get interested in it, then I want to go see these things, or like I was at the Champions League final, or I love sports.
Yeah.
I love them all. Like I love golf. Been to the Masters. I've been to all the majors now. I've been to the 2 Ryder Cups. So like for me, it's like, it's just a dream job.
Yeah.
So like that's what happens with me. It's like, all right, I really like that sport. I want to get involved. I want to like get in behind the ropes on that and see what goes on. And so really it starts like that. And then I just will say, like with F1, when I did that, I was like, all right, I'm going to pick 10 people. And I'm probably going to get 8 of them, hopefully.
Yeah.
So pick those 10. And then so on and off for about 8 months, I was like doing the Formula One guys. And some of them, like Lewis, took me like so long to get. Some people then just, you know, like Carlos Sainz, I was just sitting with my wife, watching the Drive to Survive, and I'm like, my name is Carlos Sainz, and I'm driving a Ferrari.
Wow.
And she's like, oh my God, that's him. So like, and then Daniel Ricciardo was just like,
Start with the laugh.
Oh yeah, mate, great. You know, that's it. Yeah, I got to kill Checo.
Oh my God.
So I would go up, take out the laptop, and I would just watch the same video over and over again. I do like different times I change it up. Like at the minute I'm doing one person a day, but like there'll be throughout the day a couple of hours. Like even when I'm coming over here, I've got earpods in and I'm listening to voices. My voice is actually really raspy today. I was a bit afraid coming on here today because I was like, oh, please don't tell me. Like I need my voice. You know what I mean, to do some of these. I did a gig in Dublin last night and I was practicing Joe Biden like for like 2 days solid. Like, and then this morning I woke up, I'm like, my voice choking. I swear, like it's happened to me throughout the day a few times, and my voice was it's just at me. So I kind of have to be careful too, like that I don't overuse my voice. But yeah, like I might do Joe Biden, or if I need to do a bunch of them, like I'll do maybe 30 minutes each person, and then later on that day do another 10 minutes, and I'll just watch the same video. I'll record it into my phone, and then just listen back. And you know, by your own ear, I don't have to put it up. Like, it's never going to be the same as the person anyway. Like, you know, if you put them right up against it, you're going to hear it like quite a difference. But like, you know, by just going, oh yeah, I've got him.
Yeah.
All right, brilliant. Yeah. And that's what I'm doing Biden at the minute. I'm a little bit like, I can hear him a little bit. And that's that's why I'm hanging in. I'm like, no, maybe I could
There's
get
something
this.
there.
There is hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I can get him, I'm like, you know, it's an election year. We can have a lot of laugh with that.
You know, and I do a bit of Donald Trump, so it's very. I think Trump is. I think it's good. You know, it's quite good, and we do Sleepy Joe. And Sleepy Joe would be tremendous, really great.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I could have a good bit of crack with that at the end of the year.
Honestly, I would reach out to both parties and be like, I would attend your caucuses. I will attend your everything. I'll open up the shows.
There's a really good Trump impersonator who I think the viral video went of Trump meeting him, and he was like acting like Trump, and Trump was just like, "That's very good."
Very good. That's me. Yes, yes, that is me.
Yeah.
That's
Although
good.
it's a shady kind of business to get into the way things are in politics, like
it's
especially in
very
America.
toxic.
But like, it's like, I don't know, maybe I can be.
Middle.
The neutral.
Yeah,
and
neutral,
middle
yeah.
part.
Play both sides.
I love the. There was a comment where Max, Checo Carlos and Charles were watching my video at Monaco or something.
They're all bunched up on
Yeah,
that
and
video.
I think they only had a bit of an argument, each other, like a week or two before that, and it's like, look at that, Conor Moore just brought them all together.
They're best friends again.
Maybe I can bring the Democrats and Republicans together with my
Look,
comedy.
Look.
Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah,
Literally
right
there.
I'll walk away with it.
There you
Last
go.
question for Q1. Outside of F1, you are a business owner, and you own a pub called Westbury
Yeah,
in New York.
yeah.
How did that happen? And was that always part of the plan as well for you?
No, not really. My two business partners, probably, if they're listening to this, they'll be like, we run the bar, not him. So
She's just the face.
I moved to New York in 2019, like just because I could. I was like, I think I told everyone, I was like, I had a contract with NBC, and I was like, they want me to move to the States. They think it's best if I move to the States. Like, they never said a word to me. I was just like, you know what? I did a couple of J1s over there, like after college, and like you were always working like 6 days a week and just getting some money to go drinking on a Saturday. And I'm like, I would just love to live in New York and have like just do my golf stuff and just like enjoy New York City. Like, and so I did that. But there was a bar right around the corner called the Long Hall, and it's just down the road from the Empire State Building on 34th Street. And I would go in there all the time because it was full of Irish people. And what do we do anytime we go to a different country? Like, we all just
Mosh
feel
together.
each other
Yeah.
and just chat away to each other. So I would go in there most evenings and just drink. Like, some days I'd be drinking tea. Like, I'm not a huge like drinker or anything, but like you go in there like just for the chat, like.
Yeah.
And I was there for a few months, and the boys were like, "Hey, we're thinking about opening another bar up the road. Like, do you want to get involved with us? Like, could be kind of cool, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Yeah." So we opened up the Westbury, and it's on 38th between 5th and 6th. We do put on the F1 on Sunday mornings. We're trying to get some people in. So it's right there. It's nice and central. And yeah, it's been a blast. Like, we were going to open it in August of 2020 and COVID happened. And, Paddy's Day 2020. And there was a big splash, there was going to be a big opening, and one of the TV networks from Ireland were going to be there, and they were like, yeah, we'll call in. And, you know, I was like, it was going to be on the news and stuff. And I was like, this is great PR. And then closed for a year, and then we opened it up, and it's been going great last couple of months. Yeah, especially in New York, like the winter time is just amazing.
Yeah,
because everybody leaves work and they go for a drink.
Yeah.
Summer's a bit like a lot of people like head out like to the sun, or long evenings they'll go home, and but like in the winter in New York is just like the bar scene is the place to be.
I mean, I heard that there might be, for the first 50 people on race days, free Guinness.
Free Guinness?
I don't know.
Question mark?
There's a free shot of Guinness for everybody that comes in that size.
You heard it, everybody in New York.
I love that. Well, let's cheers to that.
Yes.
Cheers to Q1.
Cheers to Q1.
Cheers.
Well, what would you say that was?
Oh, that was a
Henny?
purple.
Purple? Yeah, I think that's a
I
purple.
mean, come on. Come on.
All right. Well, we'll see if we can have Conor get through Q2, which is coming up right after.
Swish, what the hell are you wearing?
Oh, it's my shirt. Wait, what are you wearing?
Oh, I'm wearing a shark too.
Samesies.
Yeah.
Why are you wearing a shark?
I mean, look, Surfshark? Have you heard of Surfshark?
No,
Oh my God. Surfshark is the shark of VPNs.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I actually really like Surfshark. I've been using them for a bit, and I'll tell you why.
Mm,
They have the coolest way to block out cookies.
no way.
You know how annoying it is? You go on a website,
Always.
accept, deny, none of that.
Yeah. Or
When you have
sometimes your
Surfshark.
website even crashes when you try to.
The worst.
Oh, annoying. But I'll do you one better.
Okay.
You know how much we travel during this podcast?
Yeah.
And we love our TV shows. And wherever we are in the world, sometimes we don't have that kind of access to those TV shows. Easy as turning on Surfshark and accessing all our favorite shows. Vampire Diaries.
Vampire Diaries,
Who
100%.
said that?
Oh, I'm going to do you one better.
Oh, okay.
Unlimited users.
No way. Does that mean you get to share
I
with
can,
me?
I can, if I get one account, I can add you to it. I can add my family to it.
Oh.
I can add all my other friends. I can add my enemies to it.
Oh, now that's a different story.
Unlimited users, and they encourage you. The team at Surfshark
Wow.
encourages you to share your account
Yeah.
to bring even more people to the Surfshark ecosystem.
It can't get any better than that.
No.
So for all our users at Track Limits, make sure you go on our link in the description or just right here at the middle in between our surf fins, should we call it?
Fins.
Yeah. And what do they get, Swish?
They get an extra 4 months.
On top of the 83% off your yearly subscription. So make sure to subscribe right now.
Welcome back to the Track Limits podcast. Henny's already on his third Guinness right now.
I'm working myself up there.
But we're getting now into Q2 with Conor Moore, by the way. Conor Moore.
Or sketches, whatever you want to call
Or
it.
sketches, Conor Sketches, whatever you prefer. But Q2, first question. And I'm curious, walk us back, childhood days, comedy, impersonations, getting into entertainment. Was that always part of the plan for young Conor?
No, not at all. Not at all. When I was younger, my dad got a DVD of these three Irish guys that did impersonations or a tape, VHS tape, whatever you want to call it.
What is that? No kidding.
Come on.
So I was watching that, and I kind of got a bit of a liking for impersonations or impersonating impersonators and stuff. And I did it in school for a couple of years, like maybe 2 or 3 years. But then I kind of stopped doing it for years, and then I kind of fell into it. Like I was doing a bit of Jose Mourinho. I am the special one. I think it's very, very special. I thought I could do Jose. It was quite a good impersonation. I think so. So I was doing him, and I was like, yeah, I can do him. And I seen there was a couple of lads on social media, like Facebook. Everyone was on Facebook, and then they were putting their like talents on Facebook. And I'm like, well, this is kind of cool. And I was like, I think I can do that. And literally one day, I did a video of there's a sport in Ireland called the GEA, and I did a GEA video that I just had a bunch of people, David Beckham talking about like, yeah, I thought it was a really good game, and I thought myself and Victoria, we loved it, be honest. Well, I didn't say be honest, that's from the Netflix thing.
Yeah.
I was just going on about this match, and I was doing Harry Red, and I was like, yeah, I thought it was a terrific game. I thought it was fantastic, you know what I mean? So this went out, and all the lads were like, oh, that's excellent. Like, put that out on the internet and stuff. Put it on the internet, got like 60,000 hits. I thought I was like world famous. I was like, oh my God, 60,000 hits. And
This is it.
the next day, then this company called me up, and they're like, hey, we have a job for you. Like, you're good. And I was like, couldn't believe it. And I was working selling telephones at the time. Like, people that ring you up, and you're like, hey, I can save you money on your phone bill or whatever. So I was doing that, and went up to them, and they're like, all right, let's see your stuff. And I was like, see that video on your laptop?
That
I
is
was like,
yeah.
that's my stuff, man. All right. And he's like, gee, I thought you could do all these impersonations. And I'm like, oh, I can. No, I couldn't. Now, in terms of I didn't have them in my locker. And they're like, well, look, we're interested in the UK market and stuff. And can you do some soccer players? Come back to us, or like Klopp and Pep. Come back to us in 2 weeks. So I came back with a video in 2 weeks. Didn't have Klopp in it. Didn't have Pep in it. But had Mourinho. I think I tried Louis van Gaal, like like he was managing United at the time, and they were like, "Nah, it's not great. Nah, don't have a job for you." And I was like, "Oh, sick." I was raging. I was like, because I was ready to quit that job or whatever. Went home, and I'm like, I was telling my mother anyway, and I'm like, I didn't get that job, and she's like, oh, devastated for you, devastated. I was like, yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a page, though. I'm gonna do my own videos on the page. Like, I was like, the hell with it. Like, and she's like, dead right, well done. Yeah, fair play. That's the way. Turn it into a positive. Yeah, you go make your content. I was like, yeah. I just quit my job. She's like, you fucking idiot. So I was like, I just quit my job. I was like, and she's like, what are you going to do? I was like, I'm going to make videos for the next 6 months. I'm going to give it 6 months and see what happens. And she's like, all right. And so I did that, and after 4 months, I did a video of Klopp talking about Man United, and I was like, "Oh, things are really bad at Man United." I could make the same video right now. I think it had Pep in it. Yeah, I do. I feel to is so good, more than you believe. And put this video out. Jamie Carragher retweet. You know Jamie Carragher, the Liverpool ex-Liverpool player. He's on Sky Sports all the time. So he tweeted out and he's like, "This video's hilarious, absolutely hilarious." And that went onto the internet, and that went up on Twitter, and then my phone blew up, and I got a call from that company going, "Hey, we have a job for you. You're after getting a lot better." And that's how it all kind of just started, just from there. That was 26. I started with them at the start, January 2017.
Wow.
So it's what, like 7 years now?
7 years? Oh my
7
god.
years,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's 2024.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Bonkers.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts. So and then I was doing that for a year, and I then decided to do a golf video, and then the golf video just blew up. Very like what happened with the first Formula 1 video, and I got a call from the golf channel, and they're like, "Hey,
Come on over.
Yep.
do you want a job?" I was like, "I'll have to go talk to my agent."
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't even have an agent. I was like trying to play it all coy.
You can impersonate your agent.
Yeah.
Oh no, I did.
Yeah, you did.
I had it on loudspeaker. I had the phone on. I was like, yeah, no, I'm good to go under. I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, we're talking here now, and yeah, we'll call you next week or whatever. And then I had to tell them I got a different agent or something like that.
Oh
Then
my
when I got a real person to come on the calls and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, just went to the States. Then I was over there. Then like I was saying for a few years. Then opened the bar, and then now I live in Ireland.
Yep.
But I'm all like I travel a lot like for work. But I love that. Like Ireland's actually like it's the best place for me because like I feel I get my best work done there. Very comfortable at home. Love being at home. Don't want to leave the home. So I'm just like, and then like even watching, if I go to a race or something, like it's actually hard at a race, like to keep on top of stuff. You probably can't even get coverage, so you don't know because Twitter does fill you in on a lot of stuff.
Yep.
So it's the Grand Prix are kind of tough for me to make content at, unless you're doing something that is unique because you're in that place. For me, doing a reaction video or something, it's much better for me to be at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even talking about your 2017 time of you losing that job and them firing you, what gave you that little click to be like, you know what, there's something here and I'm going to continue to do it?
Only because when they told me to go off for 2 weeks and make the video for them and come back, I remember trying Rory McIlroy and I remember trying Klopp. I didn't give it to them, but I remember going like that is better than it was 2 weeks ago, which made me realize that because some people think it's a natural talent. Now I obviously have some sort of a talent for
sure.
I have something there that like allows me to do this, but at the same time, like it's the more you put the work in, the better they get. Like I couldn't do Tiger Woods, like I just could not do Tiger Woods, and I was sitting there for I don't know. I gave up on him at one point, and my brother's like, "You got to do Tiger, man. This video." Like I was like, "No, I think it's fine without him." And he goes, "No, if you get Tiger, that's it." So I stopped doing everything for 4 days, just listen to Tiger. I was lying back in bed one night, and I was like, the phone was there, and he was like, "Well, the conditions are really tough out there," and I thought I played well. And it was something that was when he said "well," I was like, "Well" and "good," and I just got those 2 words.
Yeah.
And off those 2 words, then I was like, "All right, I could hear him." And I'm going, and it's like the Joe Biden one now at the minute. I'm like, I can hear him sometimes. Like, sometimes it goes off, but I can hear him a bit. So I just, for the next 4 days, I just Tiger. And then I did it, and everyone was like, "That's the best one."
Yeah.
Wow.
So kind of, that's what made me like hang in that time. I was like, oh, I can get better at this.
And then in terms of like work-life balance, I'm curious how you strike that, because I feel like you're also practicing a lot at home, right? And I would imagine that you don't just get an impersonation right and now it's like, I'm done. You have to continue to practice it and remember it and like continue to stay on top of what is Carlos doing? What are people in golf doing? What are people outside of golf and even just sports generally doing? How do you balance your time every week?
It's when people talk about like that, like a balance, and like I just look at everything. Like I don't see my days like 7 to 5.
Yeah.
I see my days like 7 to bloody 10:30. So like I might do stuff all throughout the day. So I'll go up in the morning and I'll read the news. I'll go on to like The Athletic or something and I'll read F1 news, soccer news. I'll go on to like an Irish newspaper and just like briefly like skim through the news. And then I'll practice some impersonations. And then in the afternoon I'll do some like writing some content or whatever. At the minute, like I'm learning how to play the guitar. I'm learning a bit of Spanish, like, but I include all these in work because I'd love to be able to do Messi to Messi. The fucking fella doesn't speak English. So I'm like, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go and learn Spanish.
That is
And like,
amazing.
and I was thinking then as well as if I like imagine I went to the Spanish Grand Prix and like I was doing Carlos Espanol.
Oh.
Like it would be dynamite. You know what I mean? Now I don't know if I'll get there. Like no, I'm going all right. I've got bits and bobs. I've got the Duolingo app, and I've like I'm going to get a tutor or like someone to give you like one-to-one lessons online. So like and then learning the guitar. If I do live gigs and just you break out the guitar and you do like a 5-minute song, like people love that. If it rhymes, they'll laugh. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's a bit of fun. So like I kind of look at my whole day as all these things, and like I try to get as much like a little bit of like reading done. Then like I was saying at the minute, like I'm trying to learn how to do Jordan Peterson, but I'm like reading a book on the Bible and on philosophy and psychology, just so that I can actually kind of now on a very superficial level, kind of understand him better, understand like where he's like thinking, or if like I, something happens in soccer and I can relate it to something in the Bible. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I can all of a sudden I go on and do, a Jordan Peterson bit, you know what I mean? Or Cain and Abel, two brothers, Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll. And you're doing, and it was so wrong, so bad. And you're doing like Peterson or something, you start crying. And
That's a good one.
Yeah, no, I think it could be a really good one. Like, and I actually, because like I obviously I listen to him quite a bit, like, and the last couple of weeks, and I just think it could be like just mega content out of that, like, yeah.
No, that would work. What's something that most people don't know about you?
Most people don't know about me. What's something that most people don't know about me? On the internet, that I'm so short. I'm 5'5".
Not that short.
I'm 5'5". Yeah. Every time I meet people are like, I thought you'd be taller. Like, what gave you that impression? What do people don't know about me? There's just so much, but nothing of really any great interest. I actually keep my entire like private life off my social media. Like when I go somewhere, like unless it's for work, I don't put it up. Like if I am going to a Grand Prix or something, I'm like, all right, I understand I'm there, and you're maybe at someone's hospitality, so you gotta like be Instagramming and stuff like that. But like in terms of my own life and things like that, I'm like people, all they want to do is laugh. When they go onto my page. So like what I'm having for, and it's not to, I don't mean to like dismiss anyone that puts up stuff, what they're wearing or what they're eating or stuff like that, and people love watching some stuff like that. But I know people coming to my page are just looking for a laugh, and it's like they're not looking to see like, what Conor does and he gets up at whatever time and he blah blah blah. So I kind of just
the funny one is we did a deep dive on you on internet, and we found out that you played at the Mollinger Shamrock team, and he made a comeback.
Say that again.
Mollinger? Is it Mollinger?
We might have butchered that.
Yeah, we butchered that. Mikey's gonna kill me. That's a different story. But
Mullingar.
Mullingar.
Yeah. You said it with a big Irish accent as well. Mullingar.
I'm so happy you took this question on.
That's my GA club.
Oh my god.
So like we in Ireland, like Mikey, he's probably told you this before anyway, but like everybody, not everybody, but most kids, you play GAA. So it's like Gaelic football and there's hurling. It's like two sports. And so we all play it growing up, and it's like, it's your identity. You're not allowed to transfer to another team or anything. Like that's your team. Wherever you're born, you play with them. And same when you get to like a high level, like, cause it's practically professional now. Not now playing for Mullingar Shamrocks, but if you are good enough, you'll end up playing for the county team, which is like the state team. Yeah. So I made a comeback. Like they made a big deal out of that. Like it wasn't a very high standard match or something. I was like asked, will I go in? And I remember I just made a fool of myself and I fell over. I was running for the ball, and when you leave playing a game like that, like for like 2 years, like no, I wouldn't have the physical real estate to be a tough guy in the field. But you are a little battle hardened, like when you played for so long. So like when you get shouldered, and it can be a little bit like rough. It's a physical game. You just like, get up, you keep going, you don't really feel it, but then you leave the game for like 2 years. Like I did 1 or 2 training sessions, and like, I'd look to the left, I'd be like, my body. Literally, anything would hurt you. So when I played that game, we're like a 2-on-1 situation, and You know, in FIFA, when you play FIFA and you pass it to the right or to the
And then you
left,
run for it,
and you take the handy goal because the keeper's after getting taken out of it. Well, my mate did that to me, but we play with the ball in our hands, and he fists it to me, kind of punches it over.
Yeah.
And all I got to do is grab the ball and put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
And we're playing our like rivals. So there's a team in Mullingar called St. Lomans, and they're like, we're from the two teams in the same town. So it was like a junior game, which is like a level below the very senior team or whatever. So anyway, I go to grab the ball. And whatever happens, hand-eye coordination is a little bit rusty.
no.
Ball goes by me. And then I start falling. But you know when you're falling, but you're catching yourself.
Yeah.
So you fall for about 20 yards.
You, like,
So I
tumble all
fell
the
into
way.
the net. So I was just going and going. I was trying to stay up. And then I fell into the net. And then the PRO of the club, Tom Hunt, who is a guy that like that he does all the pictures and all that kind of stuff, and he keeps everyone informed of what's going on. He gets 2 pictures of me like on the ground like this, puts it up then or whatever, and I was like, all right, so that's me retired.
And that will be displayed right here for everyone to see.
I'll try to get that photograph.
Yes,
That'd be
please.
great.
But that's
my
how I
God.
started actually. Like, you know, this whole thing started from one of those matches. And there was a fight during the match, and there was me, my cousin, and my uncle were involved in a little bit of a. It was all argy-bargy, as we call
Yeah.
it back. You know, we call
Like
it
Yeah.
pushing and
pushing,
shoving.
yeah.
It wasn't really a fight.
Yeah.
But like people call it a fight and a brawl and all this kind of stuff. So it was in the paper, but like there was a picture of me in the paper, and my fist is cocked like this, and I'm holding onto a guy like that. But I was like obviously just doing a kind of postulating or whatever. I was like, you know, gesturing, but I did nothing. But like this went on, and it just made me look really bad, and I was like, oh my god, like that is like awful. And then after a few days, I saw the funny side of it. Did a video on that,
Nice.
and that's the one where I was doing like Beckham and Harry Redknapp and Jose Mourinho and stuff. And that it actually so a fight.
Yeah.
what
If that fight
created
never happened, I probably wouldn't be sitting here.
Wow. Look
I'd
at
be
that.
calling you up trying to sell you phones, bullshit.
And then in terms of your advice, your biggest advice then for creators, artists, people that want to get into creating content, what would you tell them?
My biggest piece of advice would be, and it's obviously a very obvious one, like, but the greatest slogan of all time is the Nike one.
Yeah.
And it's like, just do it. Just do it. And you're going to have your detractors, and you're going to have people that are going to say this, that, and the other about you. But like another one, like as Oscar Wilde said, what's worse than been talked about, like not been talked about. So like, just do whatever you like doing. Because like it's like I was saying about my day, like I don't look at what I do as work. So I don't have a work-life balance. Like I just have a balanced life. Do you know what I mean? Like my work is not like work.
Yeah.
It's my life. And like I said the same thing, like to even like my younger brother was in a job there for a while, a couple of jobs, and he wasn't really liking them. And now he's gone into like digital content creation or whatever, like, but like he doesn't feel like he works anymore. Do you know? Because he likes what he's doing. So my advice is just, if you like what you do, like whether like, and the great thing about like having a smartphone is that you have a platform. Well, if you build it, you have one. So like it's there for anybody that wants to do anything. You might like clothes, you might like wine, you might like food, you might like sports, whatever. You can just start talking about it. You could have a podcast called The Track Limits.
And we
And be
cheers to
grateful.
that. We cheers to that.
and
Just
be
do it.
very, very grateful.
And be
Yeah.
very, very
Hashtag blessed.
That's cute too.
That's cute too. That's a
Thoughts?
purple. That's
Purple?
a purple. That's
There
a
we go.
purple. Cheers,
Cheers.
guys.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, even their 0% one is unbelievable, by the way.
Is it?
Not endorsed yet, by the way, by Guinness.
Yeah.
They should
Yeah.
sponsor this after today.
Listen, we're gonna reach out.
Anyway, so Q3 rapid fire round coming up very shortly.
Hey guys, a quick break to chat about one of our dear sponsors changing men's healthcare, sexual healthcare to be exact. Are you sick of the one size fits all method, especially when it comes to your erectile dysfunction treatment? Well, good news. Now you've got options with HIMS. HIMS is really changing the game and have simplified the process of getting access. The process is simple and 100% online. There are no uncomfortable or awkward doctor visits. You answer a series of questions on their site, and a medical provider will determine the right treatment option for you. If prescribed, your medication does ship to you for free, so there's no insurance needed. If ED is getting you down, it's time to join the hundreds of thousands of trusted HIMS subscribers and get treated. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/tracklimits. That's HIMS.com/tracklimits for your personalized ED treatment options. Hardmints are chewable compounded products which are not approved by or verified for safety or effectiveness by the FDA. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription is required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Welcome back to the final segment of the Track Limits podcast, the rapid fire round. Connor, ready?
No.
Yep.
I love it. Great start.
All right, here we go.
Lights out, away we go.
Which platform would you delete out of the bigger social media platforms if you had to pick one?
TikTok.
Boom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Racing memorabilia you currently own or would love to own?
I can't really. So Red Bull sent me a helmet from Max
helmet?
Verstappen. Yeah.
Full lifestyle.
You know, I don't know. I did a song at the very end of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Max Verstappen,
Yeah.
Formula One champ. So they sent me a helmet, and it was like the replica of Max's helmet, and I was like, "Oh my god, thank you so much." Didn't realize I had to send it back.
Yeah. Oh.
Are you kidding?
I know I kind of did, but I was kind of going, do I have to send
have
it
to, yeah.
back? And they were like, yeah, it cost a lot of money. But like in fairness, the guys, Nick, brilliant, like to send it to me and stuff. So I got to shoot the video, and it just made the video so much better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But racing memorabilia that I have, I don't have any. I have every single
Team.
top and hat
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff, but for props. So everything
Yeah.
I have is a prop.
Yeah. What would
Yeah.
you like to own then?
I'd love to own a race helmet and a worn race suit.
Oh,
Yeah,
Warren
although I've
Race.
seen like the prices.
prices
of
are
these, and it's-
bonkers.
Whoa.
You will get one.
Yeah.
At some point, someone will.
your
will
I asked
100%
George
give
for the one when I did the video with him, and he's like, "No, take it off, give me it back."
If you had to, I mean, this doesn't really apply maybe to you, but
Yeah.
if you had to choose another sport outside of the ones you currently focus on to create content in, what would it be? Who said that?
I heard crickets around.
If I could, I would do the NFL,
Nice.
full of characters,
yeah.
great characters, like personalities.
Yeah.
Best prediction for the 2024 F1 season. Doesn't even have to be who wins, just best prediction.
Best prediction: Ferrari to challenge Red Bull this year. I think. I think big time.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So answer this in Carlos Sainz voice. If you woke up as Carlos, what's the first thing you would do?
I would go to the shower and I would sing a smooth operator. What a beautiful day it is to be Carlos Sainz.
Oh my god.
That's perfect.
That-
That is
dude.
actually perfect.
I would
If I
sing.
close my eyes.
I would sing with the birds outside,
Yeah.
and I would play with my.
Here's what I think. We should convert into an audio podcast and then have Connor come on and do impersonations and release them as like
as the guest.
TL with Carlos.
Yeah. They would
No
know.
one will know.
No one
No
will
one will
actually
know except their solicitors, and they'll sue.
Yeah. Ferrari would be like, hey. Yep, so we lost.
That's my unpopular opinion. Anyways, outside of work, your favorite addiction is?
What playing golf?
Okay. Playing golf.
Yeah.
Okay.
We gotta do a
Love
round of
playing
golf.
golf.
Yeah.
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 That would be fun. Most embarrassing moment you had creating content that no one knows about.
That no one knows about. It wasn't. I did a gig one time, a golf gig. Justin Timberlake was at it, and I was doing Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
And I was like, so when you get out there, boys, just get out there, hit him straight, and make sure everything's gonna be all right. And as I went to say, all right, Justin Timberlake goes, all right, and he finished my sentence for me, right? And I was like, well, this is the coolest thing ever. After the gig, then he comes up and he goes, yo, Connor, man, I'm so sorry. That was your last line. I took your last line. I was like, it's all good, man. Blah, blah, blah. Have a conversation with him, like, for a couple of minutes. Cool as hell.
Yeah.
And then I text my brother and I'm like, I was just having a chat with Justin Timberlake or whatever. And I'm not very good with taking out my phone and capturing things or whatever. Yeah. He's like, did you get a picture? This was a couple of years ago. And I was like, nah. I was like, not that kind of vibe. And he's like, man, you got to get a picture. I was like, when people see you kind of hanging with these kind of people, this is good for your profile and blah, blah, blah. People want to work with you then because they think that these guys are endorsing you and all.
Yep.
No, and he was making sense. And I was like, yeah, I get you. I was like, it's just not that kind of vibe. Looked over and he was sitting with Charles Barkley and stuff. And I was just like, it was a golf thing all the celebs were playing. And I'm like, nah. So I end up talking to a few other people. And I ended up talking to Carlton from The Fresh Prince.
Oh,
He was
That's
brilliant.
sick.
Alfonso Ribeiro. So I walk out the door anyway a few minutes later, whatever, maybe 30 minutes later. And as I'm leaving, I go to the bathroom. And who's in the bathroom when he's Justin Timberlake?
Oh no.
So I'm in there, and me and him both of us are taking a leak. And he's like, yo, dude, I feel so bad about, taking your last night. I was like, it's the coolest thing ever. It's all good. At least I can always say that you fucked up my whole thing. And so we're having a laugh anyway. And then I'm like, we were just kind of having a good, chat, washing our hands. And I took my phone out and I'm like, I can ask him for a photograph. Yeah, but so I take out my phone in the bloody bathroom and I'm like, hey, jump in for a photograph there. He goes, yo, dude, not in the bathroom. Yeah. And I just looked into the mirror and my face was just red. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, I just made it. Like I was out there having a cool interaction with the guy. I was like, I was playing it cool, everything. I was like, I walk outside. I'm like, oh my God. And then he comes outside. He goes, yo, we can do it over here.
Oh.
So he gives me the phone, but I felt like a child. I was like, I took it out and like, I wasn't even smiling. I was like, I texted my brother and I was like, listen, don't you ever
do
get
this
involved in my business again, man. I was like, I should never have asked him for the photograph. But I got the photograph anyway. He actually came out. He was a very nice guy.
Love it.
But yeah, I felt like an idiot.
All right. Well, JT, if you're watching this, still remember.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have asked you for it.
If you could have one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
My wife's spaghetti bolognese. Whoa. It's very, very good. I have to say. She'd be happy.
Smart answer.
She'd be happy with the mention. Yeah. It actually is. She knows it's my favorite food.
Oh, okay.
If I'm away or something like that and I come home, she usually has it for me. I'm getting back there tonight. She better have it for me.
Oh, yeah.
You let us know if she does it. Your favorite guilty TV show that you watch?
That I watch. Guilty TV show. The Crown. Love The Crown. Absolutely love The Crown.
You watched
I
season
agree.
6?
Yeah, I did not the second part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm halfway there. I was like, I usually watch it with my wife, so like sometimes she heads off and binges it without telling me.
Yeah.
So she like knows what's happening.
Yeah.
But
Just watches for your reactions.
yeah, The
She's gonna
Crown.
do it.
I'm watching a load of movies at the minute. I'm not a big movie guy at all,
Okay.
but like I'm like, if I start doing some movie stars or something, I need to like know my movies. So yeah.
If you were trapped in an elevator with Christian Horner, what would you say to him?
I just want to say, can we fix the fucking elevator? Toto, fix the fucking elevator.
Perfect. Immaculate.
Oh my God. Well, who's your favorite creator?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be more sports that you watch or follow.
Who's my favorite creator? See, I'm always terrible. I'm so bad off the top of my head. Who's my favorite creator?
Or one of. There you go. Makes it easy.
One of my favorite creators.
He's like, I have none.
Yeah.
Except
Or
myself.
comedians, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of don't like have someone I jump in and go, I want to see.
Yeah.
Them.
Like I've loads of people I enjoy looking at, like,
Yeah.
but like not like I wouldn't say I like I've creators. Yeah, I see. I'm not really. The thing is, I'm not on social media much. As in, I'm on it. I'm on my phone all the time.
Yeah.
My wife be listening to that
Yeah.
going, bullshit. Your phone's there. I'm always reading news. My favorite creators are bloody like journalists. Honestly, they are. It's actually journalists reading
Ezra
journal.
Klein and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always like it's journal. Like I just for news. I'm a bit of a nerd like that. I'm like not like. But in terms of creators or people creating content,
Yeah.
I should be more into that kind of stuff because it would help me. But yeah,
That's fine.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're unique then.
Yeah.
I love that too. I mean, it's good not to also watch too much of what
Yeah.
other people do.
Yeah.
Because then you kind of, continue to be unique. You're not, impersonating.
literally like, and
the
I
style of
do
others.
stand up and stuff like in Ireland, and everyone's like, "Oh, have you watched this series and that one and this special?" And I was like, "No, none." And then people are like, "Do you know this comic? He's like one of the biggest in the world." I'm like, "Who?" Like no clue. Like but I do
Dave
have to.
Chappelle.
I know him.
know who that is. It can be like, we can switch it up and say who's your favorite impression to do.
My favorite impression to do is it all depends on the sport.
Okay.
I love doing Ian Poulter in golf.
Yeah.
Oh, Poulter's like that. He's a bit of a caricature, you know what I mean? Like doing a bit of Rory McIlroy too. Tiger Woods. But Matthew McConaughey is probably my
that was
favorite,
really good.
coming out here, you know what I'm saying? All right. Shh, get the whistle and stuff. In Formula One,
Yeah, it's got to be Daniel, probably, because people just love a little bit of, just how nice and sweet and lovable I am.
I
And
feel like you can't do that impersonation without smiling.
no,
Yeah,
that's
it's
it.
impossible.
I
Like,
mean,
you
it's
have
just,
to.
it's full of positivity.
Yeah.
Except when I'm trying to kill Checo.
Yeah. Okay, never mind.
That's switch up. Oh my god.
or Carlos. Because Carlos, when you do Carlos, everybody likes. Biggest request I get is Carlos.
Yeah.
So people are going, do Carlos Sainz. That's the one I always get. And then if people come up to me and go, give me an impression like real quick or something like that, and I'm in a good mood, I'll go, I'm a smooth operator.
Hey.
I'll always do Carlos.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're writing an autobiography on your life. Which of these titles best resonates with you? The Daredevil, the Dream Catcher, the Hardest Worker, or the Free Spirit?
Probably the dream catcher. Because like I say, it always starts off with like, I always have kind of a goal in sight, like, but I like it's not a like huge, like it's a simple kind of thing. Like I want to go to events, like I want to go to Grand Prix and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to do Formula One. You know, I want to go to the Masters. I'm going to do golf. That kind of thing. I want to go to the Oscars. I'm going to start doing like movie stars.
Yeah.
Hosting, that would be epic. If you hosted the Oscars.
At the red carpet, even like, let alone even just hosting the show,
Yeah.
it would kill on
Oh
social
my
media.
God.
It would.
Yeah,
do
I
incredibly
need a
well.
lot more. I don't do many actors and stuff like that because I'm so like into sports.
Yeah.
I kind of have to get into that kind of thing.
You'll
that
get
scene.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I have time.
Yeah.
I hope.
Nothing's stopping you.
Amazing. Well, that is the rapid fire round, Henny.
Listen, I think if he chugs his
Yeah.
thing, I think he gets a purple.
He gets a purple if
Yeah,
he chugs.
I think
If I
he
chug.
finishes.
I've just split the G, lads.
Did you split the G?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
looking
you're
inside him
looking?
after splitting the
Okay.
G.
Where's my G? I'm like,
I'm glad you
I'm
like
up here.
because we learned this from
Yep.
Mikey, and we keep telling our friends about it. A lot of people don't know about splitting the G. They don't know about it. They
Yeah,
don't
well,
do
it's
it.
only a recent kind of thing. I'd say in the last 2 years,
Yeah.
3 years maybe, people start splitting the G.
Mm.
For a long time, I wasn't even able to, I couldn't even drink down to the G.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like, as in, I'd love to finish off the podcast
Yeah,
by
yeah,
chugging
yeah.
the beer,
Yeah.
but I physically can't.
yeah.
Unless you want to let this run for another like 40 minutes or something.
There we
I
go.
just sip away.
A long time later. Yeah. All right, final question,
That's your
Connor.
only
Though.
impression.
There you
Can
go.
imagine? I cannot do impersonation. I can't even do myself. Anyways, thanks so much for your time. Connor.
Jeez. Are you sure you're drinking 0%?
I don't know, man. Maybe you switched it up.
I did
but,
switch it up on you.
Final question we ask every guest in 30 seconds. What do you want your legacy to be? What do you want to leave behind?
For people to laugh. Like for me, it's not really about anything like I want to do this or do that. It's like, let's just say I retired like next year. I want people to just sit down on their couch some Saturday night after they come back from the pub and go, oh, turn on his YouTube channel. Let's watch some of his videos. So like for me, it's not like getting a big deal with this or getting a big deal with that. It's always about the content. I just always want to make good content.
Yeah.
And just people to get a laugh out of it.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Thank you for
Oh,
coming
thank
on,
you so
guys.
much.
Thank
Go
you.
follow Connor. We're going to link all his socials below. And if you like this episode, like, share, subscribe. We will see you in the next episode.
And go to his bar.
And go to your bar.
The Westbury in New York. We're going to have the Formula One on all the time this year.
Be grateful.
Hashtag grateful. Hashtag grateful. So grateful for the bar. Cool.